Hey guys, Sana Sketches here, and it's fall. Yes, and also you can see my face, and that it's been a while. Sorry about that. I'm really bad at like actually keeping the channel active. I need to do more posting. But yeah, it is fall and it is October, and that means I have a stuffed pumpkin. I do have a stuffed pumpkin. I just wanted to show you him because he's adorable and he's now gonna sit with me, and I love him. I love stuffed pumpkins. Um, but adorable pumpkins aside, it's October, which means it's Inktober. And so I'm going to be posting my Inktobers. I hope I'll get all of them posted this year instead of just like one video with four of them. I'm not good at keeping up to date on YouTube. Um, I just haven't found a rhythm to like record content, if you know what I mean. But I'm very happy with how this Inktober is going. Like, I am actually exhausting myself because I still have to write a decent amount of words. I would say probably 9,000 to 10,000 in the week, which is fairly low for me. But considering the fact that some of these drawings I have spent like 10 hours on, I don't think any of them in the video are going to be one of the 10-hour ones. That was like day 6. I'm just doing days 1 through 4. But oh my goodness. I've gotten a little carried away with the details. But I'm really enjoying it, and I really like Inktober because it's definitely my favorite challenge. Like, I love Nano too, don't get me wrong. And I do it every year, but I also generally write about a nano's worth of words a month, so it's not as challenging or exciting. Um, it's still a lot of fun though, don't get me wrong. Um, I just write on whatever draft I'm working on because I don't have time to start another book. So, I could make it more challenging for myself, but I don't think I can write a 50,000 word book. So, yeah, they're all going to be way longer than that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Um, so yeah, I hope you enjoy these 4 pictures. And I will do a voiceover for them, and hopefully there will be more to come. That is the intention. So, without further ado, hope you enjoy the video.
Alright, so for day 1, the prompt was Gargoyle, and I had to start off ridiculously complicated, of course. For a while, I couldn't think of what to draw, because, I just don't imagine my world having very many gargoyles. I don't think there are very many gargoyles in the Saniverse. I mean, there might be. But anyway, I decided to draw statues, because, well, those are pretty close to gargoyles, right? And, I decided to draw the Temple of Simpatra, which needs a new name, by the way. That's not going to be its forever name, because it's an old name that does not count anymore. But unfortunately, naming nations is very particular, and I want it to be great. So I'm not just going to name it anything. So yes, I'm drawing the Temple of Simpatra here with Wraith and Astraea, statues of them. They are the 2 main, false gods of the Simpatrian pantheon. So right here I am inking Astraea. I drew her in the last Inktober, actually. I think it was for day 5. But she is kind of a bird cat. That's the idea behind the Simpatrian gods, is that they're a normal mortal you would find in the world, mixed with some sort of other creature. So we have Astraea. She's the goddess of the night, and the sailors really like her because the stars and navigation and all that. And she is a raven mixed with a cat. And drawing her statue was fun because she has this transparent overlay on her dress, and I had to figure out how to put that on a statue, and eventually I just gave up and just drew it like they draped cloth on it or something. So then I drew Wraith. I've never drawn him before, actually, so I was very pleased to draw him, because I've been meaning to. I just never got around to it. So he's like the chief deity of the pantheon, and he is the god of the day. He's a dragon cat, and he's like associated with the sun and the daytime, whereas Astraea is associated with the night, and the moon and things. They're in lore, they're married, so like they're a couple, and they're the king and queen of the Sympatrian pantheon, basically. And the legend is that they only can meet in at dawn and at dusk, and also the new moon. Sympatrians hate the new moon because it's when Astraea goes to visit Raeth at his court, and therefore she's not watching over them, so there's a ton of superstition about the new moon. They hate it. So yeah, there I am drawing Raeth. Now I added Ruyan, just she's like climbing the steps here, because I don't know how like religious she is, but before the story she does pray to the gods. Astraea is her matron god. Every Sympatrian picks like one god they're going to worship above the others. And it can be any one of them. Nobody really cares. It's not that serious, but you have to pick one. And that's the protector of your house. So her matron goddess is Astraea because Rian kind of, I don't know, she likes her vibe. She's also a sailor and so cares about the navigational aspects. Also, Astraea is considered the most merciful of the goddesses. And gods. She's the most merciful of all of them. So yeah, here I am adding that overlay. I'm just assuming they put some cloth on there because I couldn't figure out how to draw it like it was stone. I know some people can make marble look like cloth, but I am not good enough of an artist to draw marble looking like cloth, so we're just gonna leave it at that. Also, at this point it was probably like 7 hours in, and I just decided, yeah, we're not gonna like do all the fancy stuff on the doors, so they're just kind of there. And then I added some hatching for shading to kind of give it some dimension, and prove that like the stairs are like stairs and not just a flat surface. And yeah, there I am adding the last of the shading, and that was day 1, Gargoyle, and I was really pleased with how it turned out. So yes, that was day 1, Gargoyle. So next up, I got a little bit creative, and for day 2, I cannot remember what day 2 was. I'll just put it on the screen for 2022, but I didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it, so I went with the prompt for 2019, which was Mindless. Now, I did this because I didn't do any in 2019, so I felt it was less cheaty if I took a prompt list I'd never done. And more fun for me. So yeah, this is for day 2, Mindless. And I drew Pasha versus that unfortunate weasel assassin dude on the train in Legacy. I can't remember which chapter it's in. I think it's in like 41. Yeah, I think it's 41. Chapter 41. But this is the scene from that, and Pasha, his magic is really creepy, and it kind of lets him control the victim's mind. Also, it turns him kind of mindless as well. He's very creepy when he does it, as you can tell from the picture. This one got a little dark, and there's a lot of blood, so fair warning. Yes, the blood is supposed to be that color. It's mage blood, and if you're a dark mage, your blood is black. So that is actually accurate. But this one was kind of fun, just in a weird, creepy way. I did like drawing all the blood and like figuring out how it would drip and stuff. Really gory, I know. But yeah, unfortunately, Weasel Assassin dude doesn't have a name. He died before he could get one. Spoilers, I guess, but yeah, he's not in a good position here. He messed with Pasha's, basically father, and Pasha's having none of it. So yeah, this is a little creepy picture of Pasha using his, puppeteer spell. It basically is a spell to just allow you to puppet another person. Well, creature. They aren't people. And there I am adding the magical bits with my light pen. But yes, That was day 2, Mindless. Next up is day 3, and I went with the 2022 prompt because I did get a picture for it, and that prompt was bat. So here we have 2 characters from the book I'm going to be working on next, Summer's Snow. So I'm very excited about drawing them because I like drawing the characters from the book I'm going to be drawing next. Every Inktober. It makes me very happy. Last year we did a bunch of like Destiny and Legacy people, and this year it's Summer Snow people. Who are actually people, by the way. I know, it's a shock. But here we have Ira. I'm drawing Ira at the moment. And she's riding with Nicholas, who is behind her, looking very confused. And the idea is that Ira does not like bats. And so Ira is kind of odd because she likes spiders. She'll actively pick them up and hold them and talk to them. She's a bit weird like that. And so Nicholas is genuinely very confused as to why she doesn't like bats if she likes to talk to spiders. Because he thinks that's kind of weird in and of itself, so he's just a little baffled by her apparent fear of the bats. Yeah, that's kind of generally their relationship, is that he's a little bit confused by her in general. But they're funny, and I like them. And, they're kind of the main characters. I mean, Ira's the only POV in the book, but, I'd say Nick is kind of a main character, too. So, yeah, I'm drawing the little fronds there, the dangly fronds. Those are fun. And then, yeah, that's it. And then I'm gonna put the bats in there. They're riding a horse. Ira stole that horse. It was a complicated situation, but she had to. But yeah, this was a fun one to do. It took me a long time, but compared to some of the ones that come later, it was nothing. So, yeah, I don't know what that says about me. I love the fronds, though, because I really liked how I did them. I actually copy and pasted parts of them. I think you can probably see in my drawing process here, because it's Procreate. It just, that's my app that I'm using here, is Procreate. And so it just records every stroke I make, so it's not actually a drawing of how fast this was going in real time, obviously. But yeah, so those are my fronds. I like them. They're just random fronds. And then I felt the horse was kind of plain, so I added some shading and got some gray in there and black to kind of frame your eyes. Like, frame your eyes? No, frame. What would they call it? Framing of the gaze or something, where you try to keep the person's gaze in the picture and focused on the subject. So yeah. And then also their legs, I didn't like their legs, so I just put some rocks in front of them. Because that's how you cheat. But yes, this was... Excuse my phone. But yeah, this was day 3, bat. With Nicholas and Ira and some bats, who Ira doesn't like. She doesn't like things that would fly into her hair. Alright, and then we have day 4. Now, day 4 was Scallop, and I did think about using from 2019, but I do want to try to use as many from 2022 as I can. So I went with that one. So I started drawing Genevieve first, because I thought maybe there was some scallops on her clothing. But then I got to thinking about Ira's aunt and uncle, and then I kind of created them over the course of like 2 days. And they're amazing, and I love them, and so I decided to draw them, because I decided they would have a lot more scallops on their clothing. I guess everyone thought of a scallop shell, but I didn't even think of that along the way, so this is where we went with it. So here we have Zahir and Talitha. They are Ira's adopted aunt and uncle from Summer Snow. As I said, I was going to be drawing a lot from Summer Snow. So Summer Snow is set in 1111 AD, which I find kind of amusing, just because the year is all ones. So you've got several different cultures at play here. And so I was really trying to capture like the Palestinian uh culture with these guys' clothing. And I had to do a lot of research for this, which added to the time spent on this picture. It was great because when I do character designs, I do them very intentionally. I don't just randomly throw things together. So I definitely wanted to get some historical accuracy here, and I think I achieved something. I'm not sure how I did, but I think it's pretty, so we're gonna go with that. Um, and of course, I was adding a bunch of scallops because that was the prompt. So now that's just part of their outfits. Just it just is now. Um, no, thank goodness I'm not animating these because that would be a nightmare. All the little details. Just look at all those little details. This took me like 8 hours, not gonna lie. Start to finish. It might have been 9 with all the research I had to do. Um, it was kind of absurd, but I am very proud of it. So there I am drawing Zahir, and he was a lot simpler in patterns. I know there's a lot of bright colors in his clothing. Both of their clothing's quite bright colored. I also did the eyes, and I've just gotta say, Talitha's eyes might be the prettiest eyes I have ever drawn. I am so pleased with them. They're supposed to be hazel, and I've never actually, like, tried to draw human hazel eyes before. So, they're very pretty. I like them. I tried making her veil pink, but I didn't like it, so we went with blue. Um, I know her favorite colors are pink, gold, and blue, so I'm generally assuming that's probably what her outfit looks like, but um yeah. I also thought for some reason they should put sand dunes behind them, and then realized, oh wait, they don't live in the Middle East anymore, so we should put the Welsh mountains behind them. So that's what we did instead. That's what I did instead. So yeah. I also went with purple, lots of purple, because the mountains of Wales, from what I've seen, they're quite misty. So I just thought that looked nice. And then I had to fiddle with Zahir's embroidery on the hem of his robe because I didn't like it, so I changed it up. And then I made a bunch of shadows. And as you can see, those shadows are really dark right now, but in a minute here I'm gonna lower the opacity so they'll be transparent and lighter. But yeah, this one took an absurd amount of time, but I'm very happy to have put these two character designs down and to have them now. And they are really adorable characters, and I love them. So yeah, that was day 4, Scallop. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully we'll get some more up soon. And thank you for watching. If you are so inclined, you may like and subscribe if you desire. Anyway, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.